Hello, and welcome to this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. I'm Randy Beehler. The Yakima City Council has expanded the city's partnership with the nonprofit Downtown Association of Yakima, more commonly known as DAY, resulting in DAY assuming greater responsibility for promoting Yakima's downtown and coordinating various activities that draw people downtown. At its February 7th meeting, the council approved 2 agreements with DAY, a downtown development and promotion agreement and a special events promotion services agreement. Under the Special Events Promotion Services Agreement, DAY will take over coordination of popular events like the Downtown Summer Nights Concert Series from the city's Economic Development Office. The city will provide a decreasing amount of funding to DAY to support the events for the next 3 years. In 2020, the funding will end. Under the Downtown Development and Promotion Agreement, DAY will be responsible for overseeing downtown maintenance and will supervise implementation of the city's Main Street program. DAY was instrumental in Yakima being designated a Main Street community and has been intricately involved in managing the program. Both of the agreements between the city and DAY will remain in effect through 2020. In mid-February, a group of Yakima City Council members traveled to Olympia to share the city's state legislative and administrative priorities with lawmakers and to learn about more key issues that are being debated in the state capitol this session. The 2017 legislative session is being dominated by efforts to meet a state Supreme Court mandated funding requirement for schools here in Washington state. Still, several measures related to local government, including funding infrastructure, revising public records laws, addressing use of force by police, and tackling homelessness and affordable housing issues are also taking center stage. The Yakima delegation that visited Olympia from February 14th through February 17th included Assistant Mayor Carmen Mendez and Council members Maureen Adkisson, Holly Cousins, and Dulce Gutierrez. The council members met with legislators and emphasized issues the city is in most support of. The trip is part of the city's ongoing proactive lobbying efforts in Olympia. Well, efforts have been made to improve safety in Yakima's parks, and more roundabouts are likely to appear in Yakima. With those stories, here's CityCast's Ken Crockett.
Thank you, Randy. Federal funding has been approved for the construction of 2 new roundabouts in the city of Yakima. Construction of the roundabouts is scheduled to begin next year at the intersection of North 34th Avenue and Fruitvale Boulevard and at the intersection of North 34th Avenue and River Road. The entire project will cost approximately $1 million, with 90% of the funding coming from a federal highway safety improvement grant and the rest from the city. The new roundabouts will improve traffic safety and also provide better pedestrian and bicycle access in the Chesterley Park area. The Yakima City Council recently approved 2 changes that are designed to improve public safety in city parks. The changes prohibit the misuse of park equipment or interfering with the ability of park employees to perform their duties. The changes are patterned after similar laws in other communities, which are aimed at keeping park visits safe and enjoyable. Violators could receive a fine of up to $250 and 90 days in jail. The Parks Division is in the process of creating new signage to clearly outline the park rules to visitors. Back to you, Randy.
Thank you, Ken. When we come back, CityCast Sean Davido will let you know some of what is being done to get ready for flooding in our area. You're watching Y-PAC's CityCast.
I was afraid of that.
Well, guess it's time to get you fixed.
Your pets will start fooling around sooner than you think.
Go on, get out of here!
Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
With temperatures warming up, flooding in the Yakima area becomes a greater concern. The City of Yakima, though, is ready to respond when flooding occurs. To tell you more, here's CityCast's Sean Davido.
Randy, I'm here just off Midvale Road and 91st Avenue along Shaw Creek, an area prone to high water. And as you can see, runoff has recently overflowed the banks here, and City of Yakima Public Works crews, Yakima Fire, and Yakima Police took action to help prevent this area from further flooding. Now, with recent concerns of flooding and with a large amount of snowpack in the hills, City of Yakima emergency management officials think chances for high water events will continue to be a concern for the next few months. Officials are working with the Yakima County Flood Control District and other agencies as flood watches, warnings, and high water alerts have already been seen in the city. City leaders want to make sure that residents know that the City of Yakima has an emergency flood plan in place, and a cornerstone to that plan is to build a disaster-resilient community. City of Yakima personnel are constantly monitoring rivers and streams in the area for signs of potential floods. So should an emergency flooding situation occur, the City of Yakima Fire Department, Yakima Police Department, and City of Yakima Public Works crews are prepared to respond to help protect lives and property of Yakima residents. But city officials also want residents to be prepared in case of a disaster and understand the responsibility to protect property and ensure your own personal safety ultimately lies with you. Now, one thing the City of Yakima has done to help prepare and inform people during the recent flooding concerns is to hand out about 300 of these bags with flood preparedness information from the City of Yakima. I spoke to Charles Irwin, the City of Yakima's emergency management specialist, and asked what people should do in the event of flooding. He says the best thing you can do in the event of any emergency or disaster situation is try to keep calm, stay informed, and be prepared.
What we would recommend to people that live in an impact flood area to be aware of their surroundings, keep an eye on any rises of the creek or river, and be ready to move at a quick notice.
Now, please remember in the event of a disaster situation to listen to warnings and evacuation notices. In the event of an emergency, always dial 911, but please understand that certain situations it may take time for emergency responders to get to you. And always put personal safety above property and protect yourself and get yourself and your loved ones out of harm's way. Randy, before I send it back to you, I want to say a special thank you to Ken Crockett. He's always been what I consider a true journalist, a mentor, and a friend. Thank you, Ken. And Randy, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Sean. Sean mentioned our CityCast colleague Ken Crockett, who as of mid-February is retired. Ken grew up in Portland and first came to the Yakima Valley nearly 40 years ago to work as a reporter and anchor at KIMA TV. About 18 years ago, the city was fortunate to lure Ken away from KIMA and hired him as the municipal producer. Ken worked in several capacities for the city, always demonstrating the highest degree of professionalism. Ken certainly has been a fixture in the Yakima area for almost 4 decades, and while he will certainly enjoy his retirement, I feel confident that our community has not seen the last of Ken Crockett. Thank you, Ken, for all that you have done and all you will continue to do for our valley. On behalf of the Yakima City Council, all of the employees of the City of Yakima, and the entire Yakima community, best wishes, Ken Crockett, on your retirement. Bon voyage. Thank you all for joining us for this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. I'm Randy Beehler. Take care.
For more information on Y-PAC CityCast, call 575-6092.